Well, a very good morning and welcome to Les Sables d'Olonne this beautiful Sunday morning, sunshine, light winds, and we're expecting Charlie Dalin, the winner of the New York Vendée, coming into the channel just very shortly. Looking at images of Charlie last night, he finished at 11:44, just before midnight, after an immaculate 3,200 mile race from New York. It's a big win for Charlie. Obviously, those of you who follow the Imoca circuit know that Charlie missed two races, two key Imoca Globe Series races at the end of last season due to a medical issue, and he has really bounced back with a solid fourth on the outgoing race, and now this victory, a runaway victory, comfortable with over 180 miles ahead of Boris Herrmann, who will be coming in the afternoon. So Charlie Dalin, his time 10 days, 3 hours, 44 minutes and 30 seconds. Little bit outside the race record, which was set in 2016 by Jeremy Bayou. But today belongs to Charlie Dalin. Celebrated his 40th birthday on the outward race. Had a nice little break in Antigua between races and arrived in Brooklyn. Ready to win, he said. The outbound race was about qualifying. This race was about winning, and he has delivered. And how he delivered, it was all about a little move, just trying to get through a low pressure trough back between last Sunday and last Monday. There was only Boris and himself who succeeded. It was a tiny little move. He said he pulled the bow down just to accelerate, and a little lead then became 5 miles. And then it just grew and grew. Boris, of course, those of you who have been watching the race know that Boris went up to the north, largely because he was already north of Charlie. He didn't have quite the same option, he didn't feel, and perhaps thought that a head-to-head on the same course, then he didn't have the same options with his boat. His boat is much more suited to downwind conditions, and this Vendée design of Charlie's is much more of an all-rounder. So great images of Charlie coming into the channel. This is a big win for him, just emotionally. He said that he wanted to make a statement to the fleet that he is back, and here he is. So say a lovely, lovely morning. You couldn't ask for more for this return into the famous channel of Les Sables d'Olonne. Won the Vendée Arctic race in 2022, and his arrival then was a slightly more muted affair. Obviously the race then was shortened because of a storm, and he celebrated on a remote anchorage actually in Iceland with Thomas Rion not far away from him on a little anchorage. And also, of course, his 2021 Vendée Globe win coming into the channel was very muted, of course, because of the health crisis at the time. So this will be the perfect arrival for Charlie. And this town is all about the Vendée Globe. Hugely passionate and knowledgeable, and the locals come out all hours of night and day to welcome back the heroic skippers. And when I was coming into work this morning, there was people heading out to this famous channel, both sides, waiting to welcome Charlie in. So he has been Mr. Consistent over his career in the Imoca class, and indeed going back to the Figaro class, very much the proving ground, the testing ground for French and international solo offshore racers. He was one of the most consistent finishers over a period, seconds and thirds, back-to-back years, but never quite managed to win. And also, of course, denied the Vendée Globe win by the fact that Yannick Besnaven was given time compensation for his help in searching for the stricken Kevin Escoffier. So there are the Les Sables d'Olonne locals, and a few visitors, I'm sure, from around France, Imoca fans and ocean racing fans who have come in to welcome Charlie as his young son on board. See, you had a little nice programmed holiday in Antigua while the technical team were looking after his boat, making a few repairs after that outbound race. Had a few technical problems on that race, just at a key moment really. He and Johan Richomme were negotiating the little low pressure system in the north of the low pressure system. Charlie had a technical problem that required them to slow down. That allowed Johan Richomme to run away and win that race. Charlie finished fourth, but as said earlier, it was all about qualifying. That was the main objective from that race and getting back into his boat after that enforced hiatus at the back end of last year and through the winter. So still quite chilly here this morning. It's still early, but really you couldn't wish for better weather. And you have to really look at the breadth of Charlie's experience in so many different boats ever since he was at started out in the fort. Well, he learned actually an optimist when he was 6 years old in Brittany, but he was based and lived in Le Havre, grew up with the Transat Jacques Vabre coming to town every 2 years. That really was his initial inspiration, his motivation to get involved. He came through the 420 class, sailing with the local regional program. And then, as many of you know, came to England to study at Southampton University for a Masters in Engineering and specialising in yacht and small boat design. And at that time he was pretty prolific in the sailing circles in the Solent and around the south coast of England. Did a lot of his inshore and offshore sailing, sailed on the Bay of Britain FAR 52 programme, and actually won the Commodore's Cup for England. And as we all know, he is perfectly bilingual, but he is, by his own admission, he's a perfectionist. He is one of the latest generation, if you like, of really digital, numerical sailors. And he said in his interview last night, this race was about getting into the Vendée Globe routine, the rhythm, the intensity. That's to say, managing himself, making sure he slept well, but pushed the boat as close to 100% as much of the time as possible. He said that on the outbound race, that he hadn't been quite as good at that. He got himself a little bit ragged. And so even though he had a lead of 300 miles or so on this race, he was still pushing, so trying to get himself accustomed to the race pace that we'll certainly see on the 10th edition of the Vendée Globe, which starts here in Les Sables d'Olonne on the Sunday, the 10th of November. So just savouring these moments. He said he was really looking forward to it when we spoke with him last night after he finished. Just mentioning how these previous finishes has always been other things going through his mind. Certainly when he came in for the Vendée finish, he knew he was going to be, or knew he'd come first across the line, but there was this variable, if you like, this unknown with Yannick Bestaven coming in on a fast course from the north. And all credit ever since then to Charlie. He was such a sportsman, such a gentleman in being overtaken by Yannick. Never once appeared fractious or grumpy, or really appreciated and understood what Yannick had contributed to the rescue of Kevin Escoffier at the time. So he will of course be hoping that next January, shall we say, he will be returning victorious back into the channel, and this victory certainly sets him up as, you'd have to say, one of the 2 or 3 outstanding favourites. Obviously, long time rival Johan Richomme, who had 3 or multiple solo Imoca race wins, winning the outbound race, winning the his first actual solo race in Imoca, Retour à la Basse. But this is Charlie Dalin's morning, Charlie Dalin's moment. And he said in Brooklyn, he said, this is also about making a statement to the fleet that I am back. Which maybe sounds a little bit combative, but the psychological game is so important now at the level this Imoca fleet is at. And a massive credit, of course, as he said last night, to his team from Mer Concept, led by Jean-Luc Nelias. Mer Concept owned by the past Vendée Globe winner François Gabard. And indeed, François, as many of you who follow the race will know, François and some of the team met up with Charlie just a few days ago, just by chance. François was doing a delivery with a cruising catamaran on one of his Mer Concept projects, back from the Caribbean into their base in Concarneau, and he met up with Charlie just by chance. So we're just seeing the VIPs on board there from the region. So of course, for those of you who don't know, the Vendée Globe is owned by the region. It's very much a flagship for the town and the area. You have to reflect on how it's contributed to the profile of the town round the world over the years, and in the last 10 or 12 years, the centre of the town really has developed, contributed so much to the economy over the years. But president of the region there, who will, I'm sure, be welcoming all of the first few skippers in at least. You can also reflect on Charlie's rise to prominence in the Imoca class, in the sense that going back to that 2016, the first edition of the race, which was won by Jeremy Biou. Charlie wasn't even involved with the class at that point. He came in as a replacement skipper for Jan Elias, for Jan's last Vendée Globe. And then was selected into the Massif program for the Imoca. And obviously Charlie's been with Massif, this giant French insurance company, since way back to 2015. I think he joined the program. He was selected into the Figaro program. Raced the last Vendée Globe in the colours of Apivia, a subsidiary brand for Massif, and now returning to the parent brand, shall we say. And really, like so many of the 28 skippers who started this race back on Wednesday, the 29th of May, 90 odd miles offshore of New York. Charlie really cut his teeth and proved himself in the Figaro fleet. 6 podiums. 2014 third, 2015 second, 2016 second, 2017 third, 2018 third, before he graduated into the Imoca program, which he really took to straight away. Don't think there was ever any doubt that he would rise straight to the top. He's such a meticulous technician, and one of the strongest in terms of the small scale weather choices, weather strategy. Said last night he was monitoring the progress of this Talveg, this low pressure trough, all the time on satellite images, and he knew just when he had to push. He said he was just on the edge at that point, almost being sucked back into this system that was moving. Just managed to escape, as did Boris, who will be in this afternoon, I think, round about, or between 2 and 4, we think, on the line. Boris having made that bold move up to the north. Didn't sail quite as many miles as it maybe looked, but he did spend a long time stuck. I think around about 36 hours in very light winds. At which point he really was worrying and wondering, I think, watching the tracking all the time, watching the weather files coming in, wondering whether his option might pay off. And indeed, Charlie acknowledged yesterday that there was a point that he was concerned about Boris. Once again, just a couple of days ago, he still saw Boris's option as potentially paying off. He had some nervous moments, but then the routing showed that he would be comfortable. So this Vendée design boat is a second Vendée boat in a row, designed by the French naval architect and in collaboration with his little team of experts who contribute, and also the Mer Concept design team. Very much the all-rounder compared with the likes of Boris's boat, which is a much more robust, slightly heavier boat, which is designed for the big downwind conditions in the southern oceans. And the likes of the Sam Manwar designed more scow shapes, like Sam Davis Initiative Coeur and Jeremy Bayou's Charal, which is presently lying in third place. And how different Les Sables d'Olonne is in the summer, obviously, compared with the winter arrivals. And this race giving a nice little boost to the summer tourism just before the peak season. Looking at this a left-hand side of the channel coming in. This is La Chaume. All these lovely little apartments and bars, cafes. Down this side, the right side, is much more of the industrial port. So coming into the Portolona, this famous or now famous marina, which is the home, really the epicenter of the Vendée Globe as such. Very much a normal commercial marina most of the time. A few Imocas based here, but transitions in October, building up the race dock for the Imocas. It's very much one of the key factors in the determining the size of the Vendée Globe fleet is the capacity of the marina, but also the capacity of the race direction to deliver a safe or as safe as possible a race, and that in turn gives rise to this really difficult and challenging selection process. Which of course is the first time that it's been imposed. It's really enhanced the Imoca Globe Series, not just requiring boats to compete in races, but there's this race for miles all the time, as when the critical cut-off is applied, it will also be about how many racing miles have been completed, and there are 2 or 3 boats on the cusp at the moment, nervously trying to get this race finished. And that was, of course, or one of the qualification requirements was that Charlie and Pascal Bidegore started the Transat Jacques Vabre, even with the knowledge that Charlie would have to sit that race out. So they did cross the line in Le Havre. So that was a really, really tough time for Charlie, and he acknowledged how much he missed the racing itself, and it would have been hard for him to watch those 2 races. Little shot showing the layout of Les Sables d'Olonne at North Shore Beach, we call it there on the right of picture, then the main beach to the left, and the commercial harbour there centre of the picture. Of course, PRB, this little depot there, one of the longest serving sponsors in the history of the race. 2 times winners with Michel Desjoyeux and Vincent Rieu, 2000, 2004. And coming into the marina now. And you see there, right of picture, the Victory pontoon, the ponton d'honneur, and that is the Vendée Globe pontoon there, just stretching out from the administrative base. So this will also give him confidence ahead of the Vendée Globe. He was talking about how it's important to learn the boat so that he can really feel in tune with it, and he said that last night. He's really starting to feel that he's at one with the boat, which is so important, as he can just forget about the setups and the real small details, as he can just leave the boat to do its work, if you like, while he concentrates for the time he has to do the meteo. So much of the time spent indoors watching the computer screens. And that was, I think, kind of evidence for those of you who've watched the race, or this race, seeing Boris Herrmann always talking about just monitoring the meteo and the changes and the evolutions, and also a lot of the time watching, or certainly for the mid-fleet boats just now, talking about how they always watching on the AIS to see how boats round about them are doing benchmarking. But here we go then, Charlie Dalin, the winner of the New York Vendée, the second edition, coming into the Portolona Marina. These will be the berth holders, stepping off their respective yachts to pay tribute to Charlie. You see La Micheline there, that yellow Imoca, which Arnaud Boissier's boat, which did the outbound race and had to retire. But he will be heading into his 5th Vendée Globe. So overall then, a pretty solid record between these two races. 4th on the outbound race and winning this race, and that's a great platform to go forward from into the refit, I'd imagine, for the boat, the fine details. He was saying that he's very happy with it in all conditions he's had, upwind, downwind. Doesn't really have an outstanding sweet spot, an outstanding strong point, I don't think, compared to the other boats, which are all more profiled towards one particular, or a pair of particular performance briefs, if you like. If those of you who followed the 2021 race will just remember how Charlie modulated his race. He paced himself. Had that little technical problem with his foil, which he had to repair, which cost him. So he said he's very happy with the reliability of the boat so far. And it will be about the ergonomics, the little details, anything he's feels he wants to improve in terms of living conditions inside. It's very much a little bit more of a hybrid compared to the likes of Boris's boat, which is very much about being able to stay inside secure all the time. Charlie has the option to pull back the hatches on the side of the coach roof and get more of a feel for what's going on. It's the last flare then as he comes into the dock. There will be about team members, families, friends, VIPs, invited guests on the pontoon. The public there in our race village. And his technical team members on the dock ready to catch his lines. Team manager Jean-Yves Go, team managers Jean-Luc Nelias, the boat captain is Jean-Yves Go. Pierre Daillot is in charge of electronics, and Guillaume Kombuski is one of the key technicians. So the winner then of the New York Vendée then coming alongside to a rapturous welcome. Just securing the lines on the Massif Santé Prévoyance. Race started, to say, back on Wednesday, 29th of May, after this 90-mile passage out to the start line. And here with the president of the Vendée, Yves Auvenet. He will welcome Charlie back to Les Sables d'Olonne. So Mr. Auvenet is saying that Charlie merits his victory, and indeed he does. It's just a start, he said.
On est fiers, on est très très fiers pour toi, sache-le. Ouais. Président.
So we'll meet the media, the French media, primarily after the champagne moment. Many congratulations then to Charlie Dalin, winner of the New York Vendée, and his team who worked so hard through the winter and prepared this boat well.
Ah, tu l'attendais, hein.
Alors, où est-ce qu'on va se mettre? Là, c'est bien, ça vous va là? Si je me mets là? Là? Alors. Là, on ne peut pas faire comme en. On va pas faire comme en F1, tu sais, où tu mets un gros coup sur le pendulateur.
This fashion, if you like, that's coming up through so many different sports, to bang the champagne bottle on the deck and have the champagne go everywhere. Let's see whether Charlie is always meticulous and careful in his approach. How does he spray the champagne? Usually it's about the team. Here we go then.
Ouais!
3, 2, 1, there we go. The champagne spray, Charlie Dalin, winner of the New York Vendée. Issuing a statement to the fleet saying, I'm back after that little enforced hiatus that required to take time off. I wonder whether we'll see the same situation come January 2025. Denied last time. But looking at the way he sailed this race, able to make that tiny critical decision at the right time.
Bon alors, oui. Bon alors maintenant Charlie, la pression va être encore plus forte maintenant.
Ah ouais, c'est sûr.
Bon, mais
La pression est dans la bouteille de champagne.
oui, c'est peut-être pas que dans la bouteille de champagne. Bon, c'est une belle victoire pour tes 40 ans aussi.
Eh ouais, ma première
So
victoire.
it's saying it's a great victory to
Heureusement, j'ai changé il y a un mois. Et c'est ma
be
première
into his
course depuis.
40s, the roaring 40s. Charlie, as I said, celebrated his 40th birthday back on the 10th of May.
Ouais, on est bien sorti. Il a fallu.
So this first win of the 40s.
Ah, encore plus, ça c'est sûr. Encore bien. Merci pour l'accueil.
Il l'a mérité.
Ravi d'être ici.
Somebody really relaxed this
Merci pour l'accueil.
Caribbean suntan.
Salut, ouais, ça va.
Race director there, Gilbert Lemonnier, and
Merci
the
beaucoup.
CEO of the race in Laura Golf. Just welcoming and congratulating Charlie.
Salut.
Tu vas bien?
Ouais, super. Merci beaucoup.
So all good,
Ravi d'être là. Cette victoire.
says Charlie.
Ça va?
Charlie, t'as pu savourer cette descente?
Got a few questions from the media, hopefully.
Cette remontée de chenal, ouais, carrément, ouais.
It was beautiful
Ouais,
coming
ouais,
to the
super.
channel
C'est une belle remontée après une
Beautiful.
belle victoire sur cette
after such a
sur
nice
cette
victory
course là.
last night.
Donc ouais, j'ai heureux d'être ici.
Very happy to be
Et
here.
voilà, l'équipe a beaucoup travaillé là.
Good team, good work.
Depuis le début du bateau, mais
A good
voilà,
start for
cette
the,
victoire en
for the boat.
solitaire en transat là, elle fait du bien. Ouais.
À partir de quel moment t'as pu y croire vraiment? Est-ce que t'as cru à l'option de Boris?
Pas
Was he worried
trop
about
au
Boris?
début. Enfin, au début, ouais, j'ai quand même surveillé. Après, au milieu, ça paraissait vraiment pas du tout bien parce que j'avais des routages où il passait carrément à l'est de l'Irlande. Donc là, je me suis dit que c'était
So
bon.
he
Et
was saying
puis
that
après,
initially he saw Boris's
c'était pas
route
si
to
mal
the
après.
east of
Ça s'est
Ireland,
un peu
but-
ouvert pour lui, donc je l'ai quand même pas mal surveillé.
That he had been
Je l'ai quand même
watching him
surveillé
a lot of the time.
sur la fin pas mal, ouais. Ouais.
Et les sudistes, t'as cru
was,
qu'ils allaient pouvoir revenir?
Alors les sudistes,
It was
ouais,
quite close, but,
à
the boats
mi-chemin,
in the
ouais,
south,
je trouve qu'ils avaient un bon enchaînement
south
avec
of the Azores, of course.
le centre de la dépression permettait de faire du reaching vers la dépression, après du reaching vers le nord. Je trouvais ça pas mal. Mais au final, ouais, c'était pas
But in
suffisant
the end,
pour
he was pretty
remonter.
happy with his route.
Donc voilà, ça passe pour nous.
Une traversée
work for
particulièrement lente. Hein.
Ouais, particulièrement lente, c'est vrai. Au près, quoi.
long.
C'est vrai que d'habitude, quand on va vers les États-Unis, on a du vent plutôt de contraire, des
So
vents
just
contraires.
saying that
Et quand on
both
revient,
these races
on a
have been
du
quite
portant.
atypical.
Du vent
Normally
plutôt
it's
de l'arrière,
an upwind race
vers
outwards,
l'arrière. Et là,
and
c'était
downwind
l'inverse.
back, and this situation has
À
been
l'aller, on
reversed
a
over
plutôt
these
du
two
vent
races.
portant
So
et au retour du vent de
coming
face.
back
Donc
with a lot of upwind
les choses étaient
and
inversées.
reaching.
Mais c'est pas grave.
But it's not bad.
Et puis,
It's not-
et puis les sables, les sables te portent plutôt chance. Hein.
Les sables me portent chance, ouais, clairement. C'est une victoire de plus ici. Donc voilà, mais la plus importante, celle qu'on vise vraiment, c'est l'arrivée du Vendée l'hiver prochain. Quoi. Mais voilà, le Vendée, par contre, c'est un exercice à part entière, c'est une course à part entière. Donc voilà, aujourd'hui, ce qu'on peut dire, c'est qu'on fait tout pour se préparer, pour moi, dans les bonnes conditions, le bateau dans les bonnes conditions pour aller chercher une
So
victoire.
beautiful day
Mais
today.
voilà, le Vendée, c'est
Sun.
une course tellement longue avec tellement d'aléas que c'est difficile de faire autre chose que de se préparer pour tenter de la gagner. C'est difficile de dire j'y vais
It's
pour
good to
gagner.
be-
C'est une
to
course qui est
be,
tellement à part
preparing
entière.
to win.
La préparation commence demain, après il y aura 5 mois. D'abord, profitons de cette belle journée.
Ouais, exactement. Le Vendée, c'est pas tout de suite. C'était la dernière grande course avant le Vendée Globe, justement. Voilà, elle fait du bien cette victoire. Elle fait vraiment du bien pour moi, pour l'équipe, pour pour tout le monde. Je suis content, je suis vraiment content du soutien de la Massif là, qui a été fort et indéfectible, même en fin d'année dernière où voilà, on n'a pas pu faire les deux courses de fin d'année. Mais voilà, la Massif a été présent à mes côtés et ils ont toujours cru en moi et je suis content qu'il m'ait soutenu pendant toute cette période pas facile et voilà, et maintenant on gagne, donc c'est génial.
But to win now is good.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup, Charlie. Merci vraiment.
So that's Charlie Dalin back on the dock.
Tu viens avec moi?
Ouais, c'est quoi la suite des événements?
On va te mettre un peu dans la foule et au niveau, tu vas complètement droite et je te récupère.
Right. Stephanie Russo, then the operations director for the race, just explaining what's going to happen now. I think we go up and do a public ceremony, or meet the public in the race village. Here you see in the background there that beautiful graphic with all the past 10 winners of the or 9 winners of the Vendée Globe so far. Just meeting a few of the locals and visitors. Jacques Guilladeur there and just on the left. The glasses is one of the most prolific and powerful journalists in the French media scene. The red jacket, coming up with, say, the president of the region, president of the race. Really the figurehead and one of the most important people in the Vendée region. Just taking time to meet a few locals on the pontoon.
C'est ça, exactement, c'est l'objectif.
Charlie, mon fils me demande si tu as bien dormi.
Ah ouais, j'ai bien dormi, ouais.
Quick selfie.
Je suis en pleine forme.
C'est vrai? Bravo Charlie, c'est super.
Here, talk to my mom. But what a lovely moment. What great times for Charlie. Just savouring these times, and some of that will go into the memory banks to help motivate him in these inevitable tough times that will come up during the Vendée. Upcoming his second Vendée Globe.
Sous le soleil, comme d'habitude.
Photo for the region, no doubt.
Merci. Moi aussi. Ça marche.
Et la victoire de cet homme, donc, applaudissez-le encore, qu'il nous entende, qu'il se souvienne de ce moment.
Ah, c'est bien.
Mesdames, messieurs, l'arrivée
Merci pour l'accueil.
Charlie
Bien
Dalin.
organisé.
On va faire son chrono.
So certainly one of the biggest wins of Charlie's career so far. Is regular on the podium, won the Fastnet race straight out of the box with this boat, which I think was his third Fastnet race win, this time with Pascal Bidegori. That was a pretty tough race. Also has won the Défi Azimut before in 2021, Guilladeur Bermude 1000 race, and of course the Vendée Arctic that we spoke about before. Second on the last Route de Rhum behind Thomas Rion, who's presently lying fourth in this race. So here we go on stage, welcomed by the big local crowd who've turned out to see the winner. Quite sure a few of these characters have been waiting for a while to get the key position in front of the stage. So well done, Charlie. Our French commentator Maxime Cognet just saying, tell us what it was like. You couldn't really expect or wish for a more beautiful Vendée morning. So thank you very much for being here. It's a beautiful pleasure to be up here. So it's great to take a victory. Just asking about winning the Vendée Globe or being first in the Vendée Globe last time.
Ouais, c'est ça. C'était une course importante. C'était la dernière longue course avant le Vendée Globe. Il nous reste une toute petite course en septembre, mais seulement de 48 heures, donc rien à voir avec cette New York Vendée. Voilà, ça a permis de voir un peu de faire un peu l'état de lieu des forces en présence, voir que le binôme que je formais avec le bateau est bon, voilà, que le bateau est performant, il est fiable. Même si voilà, on a mis à l'eau que l'année dernière, il fonctionne très bien. À chaque fois qu'on était bord à bord avec d'autres bateaux, on allait vite. On va vite au vent de travers, on va vite au portant, on va vite au reaching. Donc voilà, je pense que j'ai une arme redoutable entre les mains avec ce massif santé prévoyance. Et il y a encore du travail. On va encore travailler avec l'équipe. Vraiment, je suis aussi heureux pour l'équipe. Mais voilà, même si j'ai gagné seul sur le bateau, ça reste un sport d'équipe. Ils ont extrêmement travaillé tout l'hiver. Ils ont travaillé dur aussi à New York. Ils n'ont pas pris de vacances à New York. Ils ont travaillé tous les jours entre les deux courses pour que le bateau soit vraiment parfait pour la course retour. Donc ça a permis d'avoir un bateau nickel entre les mains, tip top, de
kind of repeating what he was saying last night, just allowed him to be the boat being perfect, he was able to settle into his rhythm and have confidence in the boat.
Donc un grand merci à eux pour tout leur travail.
Et vous pouvez les applaudir aussi.
Merci les gars, bravo.
Avec Jean-Yves Gault, avec Jean-Luc Nélias qui est arrivé, cette course qui n'est pas une course comme les autres. À partir de New York, vous disiez quelques heures avant le départ, quelques minutes. J'étais dans le métro new-yorkais avant de me retrouver tout seul. On passe du tout au tout. Hein.
Ah ouais, c'est vrai que la transition était c'est brutal d'habitude, mais là encore plus quoi. J'ai mon dernier déjeuner avant de partir, c'était à Manhattan, entre les buildings là. J'ai pris le métro pour aller jusqu'à la marina. Et voilà, et puis après, quelques secondes après, le semi-rigide m'a déposé sur le bateau et je me suis retrouvé tout seul dans le calme. Et après, on a fait ce départ à huis clos, là, à 150 km au large de New York. Et puis après, voilà, la course s'est déroulée. J'étais heureux. Après, New York, c'était top. On pouvait voir le bateau au pied de la Statue de la Liberté, de faire ses runs de vitesse devant Manhattan. Là, c'était quand même quelque chose de magique. Mais c'est vrai que voilà, j'étais quand même content de retrouver mon bateau. Parce que moi, ce que j'aime, c'est la course au large, c'est le bateau. Et donc, de me retrouver sur le bateau après cette escale new-yorkaise, c'était super. Et de pouvoir en découdre de nouveau avec les concurrents.
I think more or less saying much of the same kind of things that he said last night.
Et après, voilà, j'ai eu cette.
He was really pleased to arrive last night, 11 days at sea. Great to return to Les Sables d'Olonne and
une avance assez
feeling the smell of land.
sur les autres, et voilà, ça a permis d'arriver en vainqueur ici, et voilà, ça fait du bien. Ça fait du bien cette victoire. heureux d'amener cette victoire aussi à la Massif. Voilà, merci à la Massif pour leur soutien indéfectible. Et voilà, merci à eux.
I think just thanking his team again.
Parce qu'on l'a dit et tu l'as
people for
expliqué, année 2023
being there.
compliquée, tu n'avais pas pris, en tout cas pas participé aux 2 transats. Tu as eu le temps de refaire le
two
film là,
transats.
entre le franchissement de ligne hier et ce matin. De quoi rêves-tu ici à terre et comment s'est passée la nuit? À quoi as-tu pensé?
Bah, pas mal de choses. Voilà, déjà savourer la victoire parce que en Imoca, c'est quelque chose. Des victoires, c'est pas si évident que ça. Le niveau est de plus en plus élevé. Il y a de plus en plus de niveaux en tête de flotte. Donc voilà, je pense que quand une équipe remporte une victoire, il faut savoir la savourer, il faut savoir en profiter parce que ça devient de plus en plus difficile, parce que la concurrence est de plus en plus forte. Mais c'est ça qui est bien, parce que ça fait des courses de plus en plus passionnantes à suivre. Donc voilà, on va savourer celle-là. Et puis après, ça nous donnait énormément d'énergie aussi pour les derniers mois de préparation avant le Vendée Globe. Il ne nous reste plus beaucoup de temps. On va rester un petit peu au sable. Parce qu'on va faire des navigations la semaine prochaine pour Massif au départ de Sable d'Olonne. Donc voilà, on aime tellement ici qu'on reste un petit peu plus longtemps. Donc vous avez le plaisir de voir le bateau sur le ponton voilà, jusqu'à la semaine prochaine. Et puis après, on va rentrer à notre base à Concarneau. On va démonter entièrement le bateau. Maquille, foil, électronique, winch et tout. On va tout vérifier de fond en comble. Puis on va faire quelques dernières modifications pour rendre le bateau encore meilleur pour le Tour du Monde. Et puis on se retrouve, je crois qu'on arrive le 15 octobre ici pour 3 semaines. Donc voilà, c'est un beau moment. J'imagine que vous attendez tous ça avec impatience, au moins autant qu'avec moi.
Oh que oui, président Alain Leboeuf, président du conseil départemental de la Vendée. Vous étiez à New York aux côtés de Charlie Dalin, des 27 autres skippers au départ. Et il y avait plusieurs objectifs
I get a
à
few
cette
words
course,
from
faire rayonner
Monsieur
la
le
Vendée à
Président.
l'international, renforcer les partenariats et puis l'aspect sportif évidemment qui est au rendez-vous. Vous cochez toutes les cases, en tout cas pour cette New York Vendée, les Sables d'Olonne.
Oui, effectivement, on voulait continuer à faire rayonner notre Vendée Globe d'une manière générale, organisé maintenant autour de 3 courses. Le Vendée Globe
Just talking
lui-même,
about
la
the Vendée Globe and what it
dont on a
means to the
parlé tout à
region, we
l'heure.
always
Et puis,
stock phrases that
de l'autre côté de
the race
l'Atlantique,
allows and makes
alerter,
people
inviter
dream.
l'Amérique entière à suivre aussi ces courses en solitaire.
And just
Qui sont
paying tribute to
plutôt
Charlie for his
habitués
course.
aux courses en équipage. On a ici entre les mains en Vendée une course merveilleuse
And how things
suivie
evolve.
de par le monde entier. Au mois de novembre prochain, c'est plus de 190 télévisions du monde entier qui seront présentes. Il était important que nous puissions aller sensibiliser l'Amérique et puis en même temps faire plaisir. Faire plaisir aussi aux skippers. Charlie vient de leur dire.
Saying that
Faire plaisir aussi
we're
à
all
nos
proud of
sponsors,
him and
aux sponsors
what he's
de ces
achieved, what he's
skippers
doing.
qui font vivre cette course. Et vous le voyez, on a de plus en plus de prétendants. Donc ça donne de plus en plus, j'ai envie de dire, de piquant à cette merveilleuse course qu'est le Vendée Globe. Et donc toute cette reconnaissance eh bien, a pu aussi s'exprimer très clairement dans cette magnifique baie de Manhattan, sous les buildings, effectivement, et bien évidemment sous ce regard très attentif de la Statue de la Liberté. Ce sont des images qui vont rester, je crois, imprégnées dans la tête des skippers, des sponsors, et puis de toute l'équipe organisatrice aussi que je veux saluer. Donc le Vendée Globe est en train de parfaitement se préparer, et la victoire de Charlie ici va nous donner justement ce piquant supplémentaire dont on a tellement besoin pour la 10e édition.
Un dernier mot, Monsieur le Président, parce que Charlie ne le sait peut-être pas forcément. Il ne suivait pas forcément l'actu à bord de son Imoca. Il y a eu la flamme olympique dans le chenal cette semaine au Sable d'Olonne. Vous étiez à bord de T11 pour l'accueillir également. Vous ne lâchez plus le ciré.
Oui, tout à fait. Ce sont là aussi de magnifiques images. Ce que la Vendée sait faire. J'ai eu l'occasion dans la soirée de recevoir, ou le lendemain matin plus exactement, un message de Madame la ministre des Sports qui reconnaissait qu'en Vendée, le miracle se produit à chaque instant. Il n'y a jamais eu autant, depuis le début du départ de la flamme olympique, il n'y a jamais eu une telle foule qui ait pu suivre la flamme. Eh bien ça, c'est cette Vendée dynamique, cette Vendée sportive, cette Vendée qui s'intéresse aussi globalement à nos animations. Et ces animations-là, on les souhaite populaires, ouvertes à tous, ouvertes au plus grand nombre. Regardez, quand on écoute un Charlie comme on l'écoute ce matin, cette proximité, cette humilité, en même temps que c'est un grand champion. C'est ce qu'on aime en Vendée. Pas des gens qui se pensent au-dessus, mais des gens qui sont avec nous, qui vivent concrètement, Charlie. Ça, et ce qu'ils sont, c'est ce que nous sommes, nous aussi, tout simplement. L'envie de continuer à vivre ensemble, de vivre justement, de partager ces sourires dont on a tellement besoin lorsque l'on voit ceci et cela. Eh bien, ces belles courses, on va continuer à les animer. Cette flamme olympique, c'était merveilleux.
Just talking about the Olympic flame which came through Les Sables d'Olonne in the middle of the week.
Cette flamme, de merveilleuses images. Et puis,
a big proud moment for the town, and flame is currently on its way to across the Caribbean, or towards the Caribbean into Guadeloupe, on board with Arme Leclerc on board as Maxi Trimaran and Banque Populaire, taking for the first time taking the Olympic flame to the French Antilles Islands.
Et bravo, Charlie Dalin. Applaudissements, s'il vous
So
plaît,
big bravo, congratulations to Charlie Dalin.
Il y a eu le champagne, il y a eu les feux à main, et ce sera bientôt aussi pour toi, Charlie, la flamme olympique le 5 juillet. Tu seras porteur. Merci encore, très bonne journée, repose-toi et savoure cette victoire. Merci, mesdames, messieurs, d'avoir répondu présent une nouvelle fois.
Just thanking everyone for their turning up this beautiful Sunday morning, seeing Charlie Dalin, winner of the
pour cette arrivée victorieuse
New
de la
York
New York
Vendée.
Vendée, les Sables. On attend Boris Herman
very,
en début d'après-midi.
Special moment for him in his career, and the perfect platform to build towards the next race starting here on Sunday, the 10th of November. Fleet will continue to finish over the coming hours, coming days. Boris has said due in between 2